Hi, welcome to Mrs. Hopkins' fourth grade classroom. This is our virtual open house. And so I wanted to go through my open house slideshow to share with you guys some things about me and expectations and what we're going to be doing this year. So I will have this virtual open house linked to the website. We are trying to have everything available on the website so it is easy to find. So let's get started. So, welcome to fourth grade. I am your teacher. This will be my 19th year teaching, and I've always been at Cedar Grove, and I absolutely love my school and I love my job. This will be my first year teaching fourth grade, and I'm super excited to get started, even though we are definitely in some weird times right now. This just goes through and tells you a little bit about myself, and you can read that when you have more time. This is the schedule that has been developed for our remote learning NTI virtual learning schedule. This will be similar to our day if and when we do get to make it back into the school building. We'll have Viking Virtues, then clinics. We'll have an hour of reading. Special area will be 50 minutes. Writing right after special area, and then we'll go to lunch. We'll have math for an hour. We have this check and connect time, which is just a time for families, students to be able to contact me if they have any questions about anything. And then we'll have science or social studies from 2:10 to 3 o'clock. So be prepared to be available and online between 9:10 and 3 o'clock. And we'll talk more about that. Attendance will be taken daily during virtual learning, and we're going to try to schedule this or try to do this just as we would be in school. So 9:10 is our start date, and so when we are in remote learning, we will have a Viking Virtue time that I will need every student to be participating in and be in there at 9:10. This is an expectation of if and when we do get back into the school building. There are so many expectations and guidelines that we have to follow from the health department. As of right now, students will have to be 6 feet apart, and if they are not 6 feet apart, they must wear a mask. So if your child is not familiar with wearing a mask yet or comfortable, please have them practice how to put it on and removing it as best they can. All right, remote learning. Last school year, we did NTI, and it was kind of we were all thrown into it, and we really didn't know what expectations we should have and what expectations our students should have. This year, we are structuring the school day. Even though the students will be doing it from home, we're going to be structuring it as best we can to mimic that of our in-school learning. We have certain times where we will be teaching content, and we'll be expected to have students be there for that lesson in a Google Meet Zoom call. And then students will be able to sign off, take a break, do some work that will not be during a Google Meet or a Zoom. But they will be expected to be online at certain times throughout the day, just as they would be inside the class. So, supplies, here is the supply list that was given to us. Obviously, these things won't be needed. All of this will not be needed if we're working remotely. You will need to have the Chromebook and the instructional fee. The next page will go into that a little bit more. I'm going to be having porch home visits to drop off some materials for students to be able to use. And so kind of hold off. I wouldn't necessarily run right out and buy all of these materials right now. It's not necessary because right now we're at home. But if we do end up making it into the building, I would like some of this. It makes it a lot easier. We definitely cannot share supplies, and so that makes a big difference as well. Chromebooks. Students K through 5 are getting their own Chromebook to take home for remote learning purposes. They are district-owned Chromebooks, and there's a $35 rent fee for the Chromebooks, and that can be paid through Schoolbucks. I did my own children, very easy. You can just go to the website and find your child's name. I think you had to put in the student number, or I just pulled up Cedar Grove. I can't remember at this point, but simple to do. Here is the only issue we are facing right now. We just got word that Chromebooks for grades 3 through 5, the new ones are going to be back ordered for a few weeks. So we're scrambling right now to get all the Chromebooks together within the building and getting them so that we can get that Chromebook in the hands of every child before school starts. It won't be their Chromebook that they will have for the whole year. It's just a Chromebook to get us through the first few weeks until the newer, nicer Chromebooks come in to the building. Homework. I don't assign homework. I would like any assignments that are not completed throughout the day to be completed and then turned in the next day. Best practice for students is to read at least 20 minutes a day. And something that is very important is that all students have their multiplication facts memorized. And then if students are absent, they will need to make up that absent work. Classroom rules, pretty simple. Be kind, give your best effort, be honest, and be respectful. Because we're going to be going in and out for remote learning, and then maybe in class, we're using Class Dojo for behavior. That way it's connected and I can do things remotely as well as in the classroom. So this is a website that you can click on. I've already added several students and I will send out an invite. We'll get that worked on, but you can join this website to go ahead and get set up for that. This is the grading that we will be doing. Last year during NTI, we were told that it was more of a pass-fail participation type thing. And this school year, we will definitely be taking grades. A 4 is that they've got it, they can teach it and go above. 3 is they got it. Still, a little fuzzy would be a 2. They needed just a little bit more practice. And 1, nope, not a clue. Reteach me. So that's how our standards-based grading goes since we don't give numerical grades anymore. And when and if we get to school, all graded work will go home on Tuesdays. So please check that Tuesday take-home folder to make sure that you're seeing the graded work. I don't like having any surprises with grades. Sometimes that graded work doesn't always make it home. So look for that as well. Lunch. When we do get back to school, we will be having lunch. They will have to eat 6 feet apart because they won't have their masks on. That means that we could be eating outside, we could be eating in the cafeteria, the gym, or the classroom. At this point, we're not quite sure. So just know that lunch will be 6 feet apart for students so that they can eat without a mask on, obviously. I have a homework assignment for parents. I have a Google form that I need completed for each student. They will be kept confidential. There is a Google form right here that you can click on and complete. This gives me information. It gives me a starting point. I need to know my students and the concerns that families may have about their learning about this year. Is there anything that I need to know about to keep an eye on? Where does your child struggle? Where does your child excel? And also, try to like the Cedar Grove Elementary on Facebook. We got lots of updates on there to keep parents informed. This is just a classroom wish list. If you're feeling that you want to give a little, I've got an Amazon classroom wish list and then a teacher pay teacher donation class fund. Definitely not expected, but definitely appreciated. And here is my contact information. This is my email. That is the school phone number. I have a Google Voice number that I can use that you can call me if you need me. Text is always better than calls. I love to be able to respond in a text. And then this is our fourth grade website. We are trying to put as much stuff on there as possible to make it an easy place for parents to find anything that they could possibly want. So I'm going to show you that website in just a second. Here is our fourth grade website. This first button we just added today. It gives you instructions on what to do on the first day of school. And then as you scroll down, we have buttons here that you can click on to find certain information. The Meet the Teachers has been updated. We don't have a link yet for lesson plans or newsletters, but they're coming. If you click on Meet the Teachers, you will come to a page with all 3 of the fourth grade teachers and then click on My button. This gives you a background about me. And there's my family and my cute puppy. And then as you scroll down, you'll see these buttons. This is policies and procedures, scholastic books, favorite things, and then wish lists. This Google Meet is going to be where students will find the link that very first day of school. Where do I go at 9:10 on the first day of school? Students will come to this website. They'll go to my name and they'll click on Mrs. Hopkins Google Meet. And that will take them to our first 9:10 Viking Virtues meet for the very first day of school. I'm going to attach this video and the virtual open house to this button right here so that it's all in one spot so that you can come back and reference this virtual open house slideshow. As of right now, everybody should have gotten an email from me. I sent out an email and asked you to respond that you got it, that I have the correct email address for families. And then I would like to do a porch home visit to get some materials in my students' hands before we start school. Not to mention the fact that I've got to meet these kids before I start teaching them. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. There's my email address. And then, of course, on that last slide for the virtual open house, there's also that Google Voice phone number. There it is right there. If you have any questions, just let me know. And we will have a great start to the day. Year.